have an enormous cadre of faculty who have great ideas that could be spun out into businesses. And I'm in touch with quite a few of them because they seek out my help to help them answer the basic startup kinds of questions that you have that you really don't have answers for. And so they see me as someone who's been there, who's gone through that, who understands how to be successful doing that. And I know for many schools, it's a key component, something they're very interested in doing, is helping their faculty through the wonderful resources we have here at IU, spin out and think about turning those ideas into businesses. Teaching was a very different thing when I re-entered a faculty role, you know, now versus when I taught in the 80s when I was a student. And as everyone well knows, graduate education has primarily gone to distance education. I teach an overview of health informatics course that's offered to graduate students in nursing and informatics, but it's also offered as a certificate program, so literally anybody across the world can take this class and 3 other classes and earn a certificate in nursing informatics. In fact, this semester I have a gentleman taking the class from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, which is really interesting and wonderful. So as I approached that class, I thought, how can we take people who haven't been exposed to many of these technologies being used in healthcare today beyond just doing the readings, which are very rich and good, but how can we take that up a notch? And so last summer I filmed a series of 14 podcasts that really applied the concepts students were learning about in class that week to a real-world setting. So if, for instance, we were talking about privacy and the importance of protecting privacy and the HIPAA laws that protect privacy, we went to interview a woman who works in genetics here at IU and does genetic testing and talks about that process and how they protect the privacy of that information for patients who go through genetic testing and the importance of doing that. So it's a good example. If we're talking about databases, I went over to IU Health and talked to their quality department, and they have huge numbers of databases that have to be set up relationally so they can answer important questions like, are our rates of curing sepsis improving? Are our level of falls on particular units dropping? Those kinds of questions. So podcasting, and I guess my background in messaging to people really came into play, affecting my teaching style quite a bit. But I think also my business background affects my teaching style. Of course, I'm teaching this semester for the first time to doctoral students, really uses problem-based learning and case study approach to teaching them the leadership skills they're going to need to go out and be chief nursing officers, directors of large nursing organizations. But we're doing it by talking to real nurse leaders and solving real problems that they're facing today. And of course, going to the literature, incorporating all of that, but doing it in a very, very real world kind of authentic learning kind of way. So I think both my messaging background and my business background have really affected my teaching style here.